Hi, you guys. We're back on the Vicky Gotti show.
Yes, and we're still here with the sexy exotic. So now, exotic, I asked you, do you think a ballroom relationship could work and last in the ballroom scene?
I've never had a relationship, in the ballroom scene, so I wouldn't be able to fully answer that question, but I think it's possible. If the two are definitely in love and, nothing can separate that love. There is a lot of temptation in the ballroom scene. I don't know how good it will work, but I don't think that it's impossible.
Now, okay, I know you get a lot of hollers, exotic. Why you never, what's your type, or like why you never dated within? Just curious.
You got all the good ones. Man. As far as my type goes, I have to go there with this one. Okay, I'll let you have it. My type, as far as what I look for in a guy, is definitely morals, values, someone that's attractive. I don't expect no one to be a supermodel calendar or anything like that.
Like yourself?
I don't expect that. The same thing. I'm really attracted to dark skinned guys for some reason. Not that I'm not attracted to lighter skinned guys, but I think that I get that from my mom because my dad and my stepdad are dark. They're both dark skinned guys.
Oh, okay.
Someone that has their head on straight, that's doing something with their lives, something positive. Positive person. I just do not like being around negative people.
Right.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah.
But someone that's in shape, that's healthy, that's taking care of their bodies, and someone, like I said, that's making a difference. Not just in their lives, but in the lives of others.
Right. Now, you're not from Atlanta. So, some people probably think you are because I thought you was. So, where are you from, exotic?
I'm from Galveston Island, Texas.
Ooh, how is it out there?
It's the Gulf. It's like the beaches there. The piers are there. The pier was one of my most favorite places. I live right across the street, right on the seawall. So a lot of times, I think certain things I do miss about living there. I've been able to go and walk out on the pier, just sit down and just put all
And
my
just
anger
enjoy
and
the
frustration.
fresh air and just.
Well, no, I usually just a lot of my personal time was on the pier and on the beach. Like thinking about a lot of the things that I was going through. The struggles, in my life, and a lot of decision making. I took out there, and a lot of my hurts, my angers, my pains from a lot of things that I was going through as a child and younger. Growing up. All that's there.
Have you ever been in love, exotic, before?
I have.
You have?
Yeah, I have been.
How was that experience?
It was crazy. I'm single today, so that should tell you how that
I was about to
experience is.
ask you that because everybody want to know that.
Yeah, I'm single today.
Are you looking, or if it come naturally, or how does that work for you? Do you want to have a soulmate to be in this lovely apartment with you, or?
Yeah, I never look.
Okay.
I've always heard my grandmother's always told me if you look, that's when you find things that's just not meant for you. You find the wrong things.
Right.
I feel like in due time it'll come. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm not in a rush. I'm actually kind of not ready for a relationship right now. I got a lot to focus on. Starting a business and going back to school and taking care of bills and just day-to-day life things. And church, and it's just a lot on my plate right now before
Right.
I'm actually anxious to kind of get back out there and start looking for a relationship.
Now, what is the business you're going to start for that? Can we talk about that? Your business and what you're into?
Yeah, my business I'm going to start is interior design and decorating, and the business name is going to be called Hilton Jordan Interiors. Hilton, which is my grandfather on my dad's side, that the household last name, and Jordan, which is my.
Are you related to Paris Hilton and them?
No, if I was, I wouldn't be sitting here. Everyone always asks that question.
Okay.
But and Jordan, which is my grandfather, on my mom's side, that's his, their maiden name. And I feel like I take from both of the two. All the men on my dad's side of the family are artists. All the men on my grandfather's side of the family are perfectionists. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, crazy. OCD.
Do they? So your family, they know about you, Exotic?
They do.
Okay. How was your coming out experience? Because a lot of people hit me up in one of those stories about coming out, and were you like as a kid that was hiding, and did you get teased, or how was your situation?
Well, I don't think my parents expected it from me because I wasn't the quote unquote feminine, young man per se. My mom didn't raise me up like that, and she didn't play that. So I've always played football and played sports and track, and just was really active in school. And I've always had girlfriends. I was bisexual at one point in time. But I mean, when I came out to my family, my mother took it the hardest, and we had a rough relationship for quite some time, and yeah, it just got back on track. But I'm thankful that it has, and that we are back to where we used to be.
Are you the only child, or do you have brothers?
No, I'm not. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. But the older sister and older brother are separated by my dad. They were before me and my mom.
Okay.
I mean, before him and my mom, yeah. But yeah, other than that, everybody accepts me. My family loves me. I love my family. They've been supportive. My mom, my dad, my grandmother, everybody's there for me.
Well, that's high. That's really, really high. And now, how did you, where did you get the name Exotic from? I'm just curious. Was that a family name, or this was a ballroom name, or how did this name come up?
Well, I was living in Houston, Texas at the time. And, they had tried to develop the little mini ball scene out there. And
I heard.
It was fun.
Shout out to the Texas scene.
Yeah. The Texas scene was different. It wasn't like as big as the East Coast, ballroom scene. But, we were trying to do our thing out there and walking, having little mini balls. DJ Naka, shout out to Naka at 2020 DJ. She would put on these mini balls and, get us all hyped up, and we would come out and walk. We had the little kiki houses. They weren't real houses. They were just, fake houses. And some people from the big ballroom scene would come and walk. And one day, someone was like, "We're just going to have to find you a name." It was Bella. She was at Ebony at one time. Ebony. I don't know if she's at Ebony still.
Okay.
But she used to walk and compete against me. I'm saying she, but he. Used to walk and compete against me, and he was like, "Well, we need to come up with a name for you." And so they were like, "Well, what kind of names are we gonna come up with?" I didn't know what to think of, and so it was like Swan came up, like Swan, like the white swan,
like the black swan,
right?
Okay.
And I was like, well, I don't know how people would take that. Sometimes it may be kind of a read, because
right.
It's scary. I think because my neck was so long. And so after that, he was like, well, how about Exotic? And I was like, you sure? Exotic?
It's very different.
Very different. I was thinking something along the lines of a real name, something some people would normally have. But he was like, no, it's different. It fits you. You should definitely keep it. And so I walked the next mini ball in Houston as Exotic. And everyone liked it. And so I just kind of kept it. It just stuck.
Okay. Now, Exotic, I ask all my guests this question: do you want to be a legend in the ballroom scene? Do you want that title?
Sure, yeah, why not? I mean, all these years of enjoying competition, enjoying the scene, and bringing life to the ballroom scene. I mean, why not? And whenever it comes, I mean, I'm sure to be deserving. I want it to come when it's deserving, not just to be
right now the girls are asking. It's just always something you should want it. It should be just a surprise. You should be at the ball. Should be surprise.
I'm not looking for it, but when it happens, if it happens, I'll be there.
Yes. Now, Exotic, you walked the $5,000 face when they had it.
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience, and how did you feel, and how did you get ready, and what was your thoughts?
You know what? For the 5,000, I think that was about the most stressful category I've ever gotten ready for. Everything came together. I planned ahead. I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do something that everybody was used to seeing. In a the typical suit, tie,
Right.
dress shoes. And I was like, okay, maybe I want to give them something a little different. And I think my alter ego just sometimes speaks these different looks to me.
What's your alter ego name?
Exotic.
Exotic.
That's
Oh,
the
okay.
alter ego.
And Andre's
with regular life.
Yeah.
Right. I have to keep the two separated, but sometimes they seep in on each other's sides.
Okay.
Yeah, for the 5,000, took some time getting the look taken care of. Kellen, who was my stylist at the time, Kellen,
I know.
uses Chanel.
Chanel. Okay. Shout out to Kellen.
Yeah, and took care of the hair. Him and Yusuf, my godfather.
Okay.
Took care of the hair, like I said, made sure everything was taken care of and polished, and and everything looked realistic. And a lot of people were like wondering, "Oh my God, your hair looks so nice. How does it get it to come out of to come all the way up? Like, that's not my real hair. This is the lace front." But the way that they did it, their craft was so impeccable that it actually made it look the way that it needed to look. The chain shirt that I had on I saw that online on Facebook. Somebody else was wearing it though. And it was on this designer's page. His name is Jaja Casey.
Okay.
Shout
out to Jaja Casey.
Yes. The boy is so talented when it comes to his work. And he took care of the pants and everything else, and he helped me come up with the rest of the design to come up with the shirt. I had got in contact with him on Facebook, and he hit me back. And that's how we took care of that. Everything else.
Now, how did you feel about Emery Evisa winning? Was you like? Because I think the top contenders that night was like a Josh, like a you, Anthony, I guess you would say. So many other face people out there, but I know nobody was expecting Emery because I know I wasn't. Would you if it wasn't you, who would have gave the 5,000 to? I would ask you if it wasn't yourself.
I would have given it to Emery.
You said you would have given it to? Okay.
I think he looked immaculate that night. I mean, from head to toe, he was polished to the 10th power. I can say that. And I mean, regardless of what people said, I think out of the top two, I think he was kind of where it should have been. Josh looked great that night as well. I'm not going to knock him out the picture. He looked awesome that night. But at the end of the night, Emery's attitude, everything just personified Butch Queen face. And I love that from him when he hit the floor that night. And so,
who are some of your face favorites right now for the younger generation? I'd rather say first.
For the younger generation,
I like Christian Allure. I had to take another sip of the wine. I see you thinking about that.
I gotta put these names to fit everybody.
So let's talk about Christian Allure.
Christian Allure is beautiful to me. He is. He's very beautiful to me.
You have Sean Miyake. That's my brother, but he's Sean Miyake-Mugler. His face is all to me.
Sean is Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent.
Yeah. Vincent's a new up and coming Mugler face kid, and I just think he's doing what he definitely needs to do. Shout outs to him. And
Julius Revlon.
Yeah, Julius Revlon. Well, he's in every walking Butch Queen face.
I think he kind of stopped.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about the face?
I think, he definitely has face.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Lindo, my son Lindo. He's definitely dark and lovely. Beautiful smile, beautiful skin. I mean, he just can't get over that. Rico Aga, he's definitely doing his thing. This year, his look is definitely polished. He definitely has a different look as well. Let's see who else is there.
Josh Milan.
Josh is not the younger generation.
Well, it's not young.
So Josh he's legendary. So.
Right. What's your relationship is like, you and Josh?
Me and Josh, we're actually really good friends. We're both Scorpios.
Okay.
So we mesh pretty good. When we see each other out, he keeps me laughing. I know that, and I love to be around anybody that knows how to make me laugh. But me and Josh are really, really good friends. So
okay. Now, for the category, right now. Do you think Faye should come back for like $5,000 again?
Yes. Where is that? Who's gonna do that? I'm anxious to see who's gonna do that. I mean,
Would
not
you-
that
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna say, not that I'd be walking, but I just want to really know who's the next person that's gonna be. That's gonna. Who's
I was gonna ask you why not come out and play. Like, you wouldn't come back out and play for another 5?
I mean, it's the 5. Who's not gonna play? But I mean, who knows? I mean, if the Lord allows me to be there, then I'll be there.
Right.
So.
Now, what's next for the House of Mugler Exotic? Like, because the house sometimes seems so low key, but y'all made a huge. I'm gonna give y'all a shout out. Y'all did y'all thing at the Candyland Ball. Shout out to Chloe. I love Chloe. Caesar. Shout out to Caesar. But what's next for the House of Mugler?
I think one can never know what's next for the House of Mugler. I mean, our minds are always taking us to different places and bringing us about different ideas and different strategies, that, work for us and help us to go to the next level. As far as the ballroom scene is concerned, I feel like the House of Mugler is bringing it and not getting the recognition that we deserve. And and not necessarily that much as that, because I feel like we get the real recognition that we deserve. Because once we're off the runway, I mean, it speaks for itself. Once we're on the runway, it speaks for itself.
Right.
And I just people kind of don't understand what is going on when it comes to the panels in my house. But hey, we're not pressed one bit. Right. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they can keep coming with the chops. They can keep coming with, the picking over us, when it's well deserved. But hey, it's not touching us.
Right.
I mean, we're still standing. We're still walking. We turn it, and every moment we make it count. It's all about the moments for us. The trophy, the win is not only in the trophy. The win is just for more so for my house, for Mugler, it's in the moment. Mm-hmm. And I always tell my kids that never worry about the trophy. The trophy is just a piece of stick to say that okay, you won. Off of votes.
Right.
It doesn't create the moment. The moment
That's
is created in itself.
So basically, no shit. Like, you didn't win, but you took the moment.
The moment is what lasts more than the trophy.
Right.
People are not going to remember who won.
Exactly.
Maybe 10 months, a year after. Well, who won? But if you make a moment, people will remember that. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten that talk from, like I say, the overheads in my house, David and Graham. We talk to all our kids about that, which is why we, when you see us on the floor, it is what it is. It's Mugler. So
now, if the house shut down today or tomorrow, being that you watch the show, so this is a question of mine. If it just so happened to just shut down, the overseer just say, Exotic, I just don't want to do this no more. I just don't want to do this no more. I want to shut it down. Where will you go?
Knowing my overseer and knowing my house father, he would never shut down. Mm-hmm. Before, if anything were to happen, where the house did shut down, which I doubt.
Right. No, I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking,
I would just leave the ballroom scene.
Fair enough answer.
I mean, I would support.
Would you really leave the
ballroom scene? I would support. I would say that. But to go in any other house, I don't think it would just work for me, I'm 100% loyal to my house. I'm not going anywhere. And like I said, if it wasn't shut down, I would just be known as a Mugler, and that's all I would want to be known as.
Right. Now, how do you feel about the ballroom scene, all this violence that goes on at these balls? And, they have the ban list going. I heard you have it at full effect out here in Atlanta, so that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. But how do you feel about all of that?
As far as the violence is concerned, I hate it. And I don't hate too many things, but I hate the fact that people, we're the same generation. We all an LGBT community. We make up the LGBT community. We're all African American, majority of us. And I just want to understand why we feel the need to want to beat on each other or to want to try to take lives from each other. I feel like that's just, it's crazy and it's sad. It's very, very, very sad. I didn't come up like that. I was always raised that, you don't do anything to others that you don't want to be done to yourself, and if somebody invades your space and invades you or puts their hands on you, per se, mm-hmm. People can say and talk all they want, let it go in one ear and out the other because talking is not touching. Mm-hmm. And once they put their hands on me, then that's where I have an issue. But for the most part, I really don't. I cannot stand the fighting. I think the fighting is ridiculous. It allows people to waste their money coming to our ball to not be able to walk that category. I mean, and just back to the fact that it's just not right. I mean, we all one. You know, we're all one people. You know, and I feel like out of all the people that we see out in the streets, straight, gay, bi, for us to be the makeup of the gay community and the bisexual community, the way that we treat each other and the way that we talk to each other, it's just somewhat not human to me. You know, it feels like, we're more so animals, and that's what we display. You know, and I would say that speaking for that as a whole, but for the ballroom community and for some of the gay, and bisexual LGBT community that I see, when it's always mess, and it's always drama, and it's always he say, she say, or I'm gonna knock that bitch, or I'm gonna punch that bitch, or I'm gonna kill that bitch, or I'm gonna stab that bitch.
Right.
And I just don't understand why it has to be that way. I feel like the ballroom scene, the people in the ballroom scene should be more mature, as their age. We're all 20 plus up in age. I feel like we should carry ourselves with some dignity and some pride, in who we are, and love our brothers and our sisters.
Right. Now, what advice exotic would you give to somebody new coming in and said, I don't know nothing about the ballroom scene? What advice can exotic Miyake give to the people?
The advice I give to someone that would be coming in, to the new people, I mean, take care of your daily life first, make that the priority, the first priority, mine is God, work, church, my family. The ballroom scene is extracurricular, and, you really don't want it to become where it takes over your entire life. You want to make sure that you are striving for success 100% of the time. Every day you wake up and, God has given you another breath in your body. You should want to do something productive, to give back to not only yourself, but maybe, to somebody else, and always stay consistent. Never give up on your dreams or your goals. There's always a way out of whatever situation you're in. It may not be the best situation, but it's what you make of it. If you allow yourself to be stuck, then you will be stuck. If you want to get out of it, you will get out of it, and you'll do the things that you need to do to get out of it. I do push for higher education. I always push for that because I feel like that's one of the things as being a young black man or being a young black woman, or even just being gay, that a lot of people don't expect for us to have is higher education or to be able to do something with our lives. Whether it's education in cosmetology, whether it's education in architecture, design, and after that, nursing, whatever. I just feel like, you guys educate yourselves because tomorrow is never promised, and knowledge is power. Knowledge is what gets the dollar. And at the end of the day, you want to have benefits.
Right.
You want to have benefits. And you want to be able to provide not just for yourself, but maybe for your children if you want to have children. If you want to, be able to have families, you want to be able to provide for them.
Right about that. Now, just pause. Do you want to have children? Like, do you want to have the whole family thing going on?
I do.
With a man, or do you want to do that with a woman?
I mean, I personally, right now, I say I would end up being with a man. But even if I was a single dad, I mean,
you just want, but you do want your child.
I do want at least two. I want a boy and a girl, or whatever God gives me. If it's 2 boys, 2 girls, 1 boy, 1 girl, if God says it to be that, it is what it is, But I do want a family.
You want a family. Now, any shout outs before we end the show?
I want to shout out to my house, iconic house of Miyake-Mugler. I just want to really thank you guys for helping me get to the point where I am in my ballroom career now, for being such a big support in my life, for being my family, to China, to David, to Nigel, to Grams, to, I can't name everybody, but you know who you are. And also to, people that I've met in the ballroom scene, from other houses, Kiana and Tony and Andre and Felicity, and, it's a lot of people I've met through the ballroom scene. If I didn't mention your name, charge it to the head, not to the heart, but we don't have that much time. But to everybody I've come in contact with, all the good words, all the love that you sent, it's so appreciated. I mean, I do it for you all, to be able to see that ballroom can go from here to here and still continue to evolve and become something great,
Right.
even in just competition and extracurricular, make it count,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in anyone should just do something just to be doing it. Do it to have fun and be the best at it. So thank you guys for all of your love and support, and I'm smiling ear to ear.
Well, I want to thank you exactly for doing this for me, doing the Vicky Gotti show as well. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we had a blast.
Yeah, we
So
did.
we're gonna do this. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get exotic again.
We've had a little too much wine. But,
Yeah.
Hey.
So tune in. Make sure you comment. Make sure you sub to my channel, and I'm gonna have more for you guys. I love you. Good night.